primary course when he was 5 years old. And then he passed the audition for advanced course, and he's a student of Valerie Valois. So today he's going to be doing a rondo in C major, and it's his newest composition. As a matter of fact, it's only a week old.
And he's 6 years old?
And he's...
Let's go over and, and join him now. Jason, let's hear your composition. Thank you. Nidra, please introduce your music instructor to us.
This is Linda Burris, and Linda is one of our primary course teachers, and she has brought her colorful group today for us to enjoy. They're going to be doing, would you like to tell them, Linda?
They're going to be doing Hi-Ho from Walt Disney.
All right, Linda, if you'll take a seat. And we're also going to have a music lesson later on, too, but we'll tell you about that in just a moment. Let's take a look at Linda Burris's class doing Hi-Ho. Thank you all very, very much. And Nidra, first of all, now, Jason is 8 years old and he's writing his own compositions.
Right.
And this group is how old?
5 years.
Well, when we come back, Chris Hicks, another Yamaha musical teacher, will be here with a music lesson for all of our Romper Room children. Join us then.
Romper Room friends will return after these messages.
This prescription drug costs $20.95. This prescription drug didn't. It's called a generic drug. Generic drugs are high-quality drugs that do the same job as brand-name drugs, but there's an important difference. Generic drugs can cost you less. So the next time you need a prescription drug, remember to ask your pharmacist about generic drugs. High quality at a sensible price. Generic drugs. Get the facts from your pharmacist.
Today, I may have saved someone's life. I just gave blood here at the Red Cross, and I feel great. Helping other people by giving blood doesn't take a lot of time and effort, and it doesn't hurt. I'm proud to be a Red Cross donor because there's always a need for blood, and it can only come from people like us. Help the Red Cross help others, because when you need help, the Red Cross is there.
If you need help or want to help someone else, call your local Red Cross today.
You're feeling good about the way things are going, 'cause Southern California's the place you make your home in.
Summer means camping at the YMCA, and now's the time to sign up. Y-Camp is friends, sports, adventure, learning, growing, with well-trained, carefully selected counselors. Day camp to caravan adventures, resident to mountain camp. We've got the camp programs kids and parents love year after year. Call your nearby Y today.
Make yourself a part of the YMCA.
We now return to Romper Room friends.
The Yamaha Music School involves all of our senses. We listen, we see, we use our bodies, and Nidra Scott has brought some of her students, but she's also brought two of her teachers. Christine Hicks is here now, and Christine is going to give us a sample of what a Yamaha music lesson would be like. Christine?
Thank you. This morning you already heard some beautiful music by our music school children, and now it's your turn to make some music at the Romper Room School. So I'd like you to stand up because we're going to try a funny song about a copycat. Would you stand up for me right now? This is a song about a copycat that likes to copy everything somebody else says.
Hey, Michael and Elvis, stand up too, please. Okay.
A copycat sat in a tree. Meow, 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 can you copy me? Would you try that song with me? Here we go. A copycat sat in a tree. Meow, 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 can you copy me? Well, that was nice. And sometimes, boys and girls, if the copycat says meow, 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 if somebody says meow, meow, meow to a copycat, what do you think the copycat says? Meow, 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 that's right back. But sometimes the copycat likes to copy music like the children do at music school. And I'll show you, sometimes somebody will sing so, 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 and the copycats sing so, so, so with a big, strong voice. Can you try that with me? Okay, listen. So, 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 go. So, 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 so. Me, 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 go. Me, 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 me. Fa, 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 go. Fa, fa, fa. Mi, fa, so, go.
Mi, fa, so.
Well, that's pretty nice, but could you open your mouths very, very wide for me? Open them as wide as you can. Let me see. Well, there's a big place for music to come out. Even wider. Everybody. I think you can open wider than that. I see some that are very wide.
Oh, Michael, open up your mouth.
How about Michael? Let me see. Really wide. Good. And what about you too? Sure. Well, and then take a big breath with your tummy like this. And then this time when we do so, 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 you sing with a very big voice because you've got plenty of space for a big sound to come out. Should we try? Okay, here we go. Do, 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 go.
Do, do,
Oh, that's nice. Ray, 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 go.
Ray, 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 ray.
Me, 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 go.
Me, me, me.
Ray, 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 go.
Ray, 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 ray.
Me, so, so, go.
Me, so, so.
Ray, mi, fa, go.
Ray, mi, fa.
Me, fa, so, Mi, re, do. Go.
Mi, re, do.
Oh, I like to hear children sing like that. There's a funny part of the copycat song that goes like this. A copycat sat on a chair. Meow, 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 can you copy me there? Shall we try it? A copycat sat on a chair. Meow, 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 can you copy me there? So sit on your chairs, copycats, and let's do some more music together. Get your hands ready. These are your clappers, okay? Get your eyes ready. Let's have a look at you. Okay, get this one ready just to sit there, okay? And this one ready to play. Let's do some copycat stuff. First, it's my turn, and then it'll be yours. Are you ready to try? Here we go. Look. Ton, ton, ton. Try it. Oh, that's fine. What about ton? Go. And what about this? Ton. Go. And ton. What about ton? Everybody try. Ton. That was good. What about ton? And ton. That was very nicely done. You know, sometimes at music school, we like to see how the music looks, too. We have a special music board where we can make some music together, and I'll show you how it looks right over here. Can everybody see this board? Would you like to stand up so you can see a little bit better? I'm going to make a special music sign that goes about like this. Treble clef for the high sounds. Could you try that one? Let's try. Treble clef for the high sounds. That's it. And bass clef for the low sounds. Try that one. Bass clef for the low sounds. Because we like to make high and low sounds in music sometimes. It's just like those copycats were doing. And we have these special magnets. And sometimes we could go all the way across a long line like this. Me. Could you make that music? Let's try. Me. Good. What if I put some magnets like this? Could you do something like this? Me. Oh, that was fine. Try it again. Me. Well, what about... Look at that. Does that look just like these?
No.
That's one that's very different. You know, this is called quarter rest. Can you say that with me? Quarter rest. And that means don't sing and don't play or don't clap. Do you think you could rest when we get there like this? Me. Let's try it. Me. Good. And close your eyes for me, will you? Close them tight and don't anybody peek. Open them up. Is it still sitting on that me line? No, it's not. It's sitting on a little tiny line. And we could go do. Can you sing it with me? Do. How about clapping your hands and singing at the same time? Do. Okay. Sometimes we do line notes that look like this. Can you make your head look like a line note like this? That's what we have when we do do. But what if I put it like this? Then it's called a space note. Can you say that with me? A space note, that's right. And space notes look like this. Can you make your head into a space note like that? Good for you.
Well, we're going to leave the class right now for just a moment because when we come back, Dr. Joel Kalpikoff is telling us what's happening at the La Mirada Civic Auditorium and why Yamaha music classes are so much fun.
Romper Room Friends will return after these messages.
Weeknights at 5, you'll learn that it isn't very easy being married to a witch.
Samantha, I demand that you open this door.
It's an hour of fun with Elizabeth Montgomery, Dick York, and friends on Bewitched.
Big deal!
Uncle Arthur, what are you doing in there?
You've heard of the man behind the camera. I'm the man inside the camera.
The Bewitched Hour, weeknights at 5 on Channel 13.
Keenan Wynn here. This is not an ordinary barbecue. This is a fundraiser for Sertoma. I'm a Sertoman. We Sertomans are working to assure that hearing and speech services are there if you need them. Millions of Americans have such problems. Many, like me, have gotten help. Hearing loss can be prevented. Better speech can be achieved through professional services in your community. So remember, we Sertomans are working to assure that these services are there for you.
The challenge? To make a well-balanced meal. Good luck, kids. Let's see how they've done. Very well-balanced indeed.
It's the 4 basic food groups.
Fruits and vegetables, meat, fish or poultry, breads and cereals, and dairy products. Topped off with brushing and flossing and regular checkups for good dental health, huh? What happened here?
Does neatness count?
Well, there you have it. A variety of nutritious foods make a meal
Incredibly well-balanced. We now return to Romper and Friends.
Everyone at home, please make sure that your grown-ups are with you if they haven't joined you already listening to that beautiful music, because Dr. Joel Kalpikoff is here. And Dr. Kalpikoff, tell us a little bit about the music theory that comes from Yamaha.
Yes. Actually, I hope, as you've seen today, that it's clear that there's a general musicianship approach. We're not specializing yet in a musical instrument. The keyboard is used. We feel that that is a very nice picture of music, that if you teach something like a C chord, C, E, and G, you can also see it. And the keyboard is also in tune. It's an instrument that always stays in tune, so we don't have a tuning problem, and that's very important for the group, for instance, the ensemble lesson. One thing that is not visible today that I want to mention is the role of the parents. So the parents attend the class, they pay attention to the teacher just as the children. Sometimes they learn along with the teacher. And then they go home and they make sure that the children do something each week, a little bit and a few minutes each day to follow up on the teacher's lesson.
Oh, very good. So since we are talking about families this week in Romper Room, music becomes a family pleasure. Also, there is something else for the family coming up in January at the La Mirada Civic Auditorium.
That's right. For the La Mirada School, all the children of the La Mirada Music School, we will present 3 concerts. The first is Saturday, January 29th, 7 p.m., and then there will be an afternoon concert the next day, Sunday, and an evening concert on the 30th.
So if you're interested in seeing youngsters from what age to what age?
The youngest are 4 years old. Yes. And the primary course is a 2-year course. After that, for instance, Jason today and Robin Morshita, who you'll hear at our closing segment, are, after the first 2 years, they have entered the advanced course. And then Linda Burris's course today is an extension course, and that's also after the first 2 years.
And at the La Mirada Civic Auditorium, there'll be singing, there'll be keyboard, there'll be all kinds of musical enjoyments. But tell us a little bit about Robin and what she's going to do for us.
I think it's a crowning achievement that, although we don't stress just the instrumental training, that the children naturally use their imagination and they make up their own music based on all the comprehensive musicianship that we're trying to do. And Robin is one of the members of Miss Valerie's advanced course, as Jason Weeks is, and they have been making up rondos. So they're exploring a kind of classical musical form. And we're going to hear Robin's original composition called Rondo.
And how old is she?
She's just 7.
7. Robin, let's hear your rondo. Wonderful. If you would like more information on learning all about music with rhythm and beat, music that you learn how to compose, you can call the Yamaha Music School in La Mirada, and the number is 714-523-0911. And they, of course, will have information on the La Mirada Civic Auditorium. Now, what I would like to do is, my friends here have been listening very, very well, Dr. Kelpikoff, and perhaps Mr. Music, if you have a piece that my friends can clap to, let's see if at the desk they can learn how to keep time. I think they're pretty good at that, too. So, thank you very much, Dr. Kelpikoff. Now, here we go. Let's hear the music a little more right at the desk. Good. Can you listen to that? Okay, now, clap over your heads. Good. Clap in front of you. Clap on your shoulders. Clap on your noses. Clap your hands. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages.
But, Lisa, are you okay? You just look a little... I told you. I'm okay. Oh, by the way, a pack...
How do you tell your parents their little girl is a woman in trouble? At the South Bay Free Clinic, we've helped thousands of young people with medical and legal problems. Our services are free and strictly confidential. So if you feel like you can't tell anyone, call us.
You wouldn't feed alcohol to a baby, but that's just what you're doing if you drink while you're pregnant. Heavy drinking can cause serious birth defects. How much is safe to drink? No one knows for sure. It's safest not to drink any alcohol starting when you first learn you're pregnant or begin planning to have a baby. It's never too late to stop drinking, and help is available if you need it. Ask your doctor. Remember, what you drink, your baby drinks. This message is from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Matt Dillon, and I'm very fortunate, not only because of my acting career, but because I was raised by two loving parents. Millions of other American kids aren't this lucky. They grow up with one parent, or in some cases, none at all. Big brothers and big sisters can help, and so can you. Call your local Big Brother or Big Sister organization to find out how. Thank you.
A public service message on behalf of Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America.
We now return to Romper Room and Friends.
Thanks again to Nidra Scott, Joel Kelpikoff, Christine Hicks, and Linda Burris, and all of the wonderful Yamaha students for joining us today. Tomorrow we're learning more about families. We're going to find out about a family tree. I hope you're with us then. And now, if you've been sending your names in, I'm going to see if I can't find them in the magic mirror. Romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today. Did my friends have fun at play? There's Tedra and Regina. I see Joseph, Donovan, and Yvette. There's Stephen and Gary, Alvaro, Jason, and Jill. Jonathan, Linda, and Michael. Philip, Marisol, Consuela, Miguel, Carrie, and you. And I'll see you all again in Romper Room School.
Bing bong, tick tock, bebop boom. Flip flop, up up, beady my loo.
Well, boys and girls, that's all for Romper Room today. But sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 6 and we'll have fun again. Don't forget today at 5, it's the fun and magic of Samantha and Tabitha on Bewitched here on Channel 13. Woody's next, so don't go away. Good morning. This is KCOP Channel 13, Los Angeles, with studios in Hollywood and transmitters atop Mount Wilson, beginning another full day of television programming for your enjoyment. Some programs seen on KCOP are rebroadcast by means of videotape recording and film. This station is owned and operated by Chris Craft Industries Incorporated and transmits on the assigned Channel 13 by authority of the Federal Communications Commission, Washington, D.C.
Bing bong, knock knock, hey nanny new. Bing bong, tick tock, bebop boom. Flip flop, up up, weedy mighty moo. Boppity stoppity, romper room. Hey diddle little diddle dum diddy doo. You be a doobie, zoo. Ding dong, knock knock, hey nanny new. Tip tap, pitter pat, granny cat too. Root a toot, kimble, loopy loo. Boppity stoppity, romper room.
Good morning, everyone. We're ready to start the day with our Flopsy Flop game. Start by wiggling your fingers. Mr. Music, here we go. And try to keep the rest of your body still. Just move them all around and exercise them. Now your hands. Flopsy your hands. Keep your arms still, though. Just your hands from the wrist. Now your arms like big rubber bands. Good. Flopsy your head around and let your neck relax. Ooh, that feels good. And your feet, too. Relax your legs and your feet. And like rag dolls, we Flopsy right down with you. Vanessa, would you like to Flopsy real fast or real slow? How would you like to do it? Let's see. How about Rihanna? How would you like to? Fast or slow? All right, here we go. Mr. Music, one more time. We're going to Flopsy our fingers like lazy worms. Lazy worms, good. And Flopsy our hands like leaves falling in the breeze. Flopsy your arms, just as though you were swimming through Jell-O. Pretend like you're... And Flopsy your head around, and it's so heavy. And your feet, too. Good. Well, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance with the help of Tom and Peter. Come on in. We're learning about, everyone stay right where you are. We're learning about families this week in Romper Room. And Michael is going to give his brother, Peter, the flag, and stand right next to him. And you turn right around. It's on already. Yes, it is. We heard you say hello. And move back just a little bit. Elvis, can you show everyone which hand goes over your heart? Michael? Tom, oops, I shocked you, is Rihanna's brother. Move back just a little bit. There we are. And everyone at home, see if you can join in. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. My goodness, it sounds like you've been practicing. Have you learned this at school? Or how many of you learned it at Romper Room?
I don't go to school.
Where did you learn the Pledge of Allegiance?
I've been watching Romper Room a lot.
That's what I thought. Thank you, Tom. And Peter, you can both sit down with us for just a moment right here. Stay with us. I'd like you all, and your mother taught you.
I know how to do it by myself.
And you do it by yourself. Sit down right here because I want to show you some of the friends that have been visiting Romper Room in the past. Christopher, come on over here. We have lots of guests, and all year long we learn so many things together. So let's see all of our friends and find out if we can all be friends.
Could we be friends? Could we be friends? Spend some time together. If we were friends, we could do whatever. Anything we want to do, we'll do. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's with you. Rain or shine, a friend of mine, through all kinds of weather. Thick or thin, whatever mood we're in, we'll be friends forever. Anything we want to do, we'll do. It doesn't matter what it is, as long If we were friends, could we be friends?
Another thing we explain to you in Romp Room is how we do those TV magic tricks. But when we come back, we're going to learn more about families. Family and all the families here. Back in just a moment.
Romper Room Friends will return after these messages.
You've seen this before and wondered what the officer was doing moving back and forth across the freeway. It's called a round robin, and the Highway Patrol uses it to slow traffic coming up on a potential hazard, like an accident scene or this wooden pallet which is blocking a lane. Even though the slowdown may be irritating, the CHP hopes you will take the hint when you come up on a round robin, staying behind the CHP car until the maneuver ends. It's designed for your safety.
Yes?
Special delivery.
McGruff here. 2 years ago in Detroit, the crime business was booming. So these folks got together with the cops and formed a neighborhood watch program. Nice going, guys. You know, crime here dropped 50%. We made a difference. And you can, too. Find out more. Write to this address and help take a bite out of crime.
The Foster Grandparent Program brings together senior citizens who have time and love to give with those who need these gifts the most. These older volunteers are given the chance to be wanted. The children they serve are given a better chance to live a normal life. I believe this program deserves to grow, and it can, with increased private support. Find out how you can help.
Write Foster Grandparent Program, Washington, D.C.
We now return to Romper Room Friends.
We have a story for you. It's by Susan Goldman, and it's called Cousins Are Special. But before we start the story, let me find out from my friends here if any of them have cousins. Does anyone here have a cousin? Vanessa, who's your cousin?
David.
David?
Dream.
And how old is David close to your age, or is he younger or older?
He's younger.
He's younger, so he's a baby cousin, right?
No, he's big. He's 8.
Oh, he's big. Oh, he's 8. How about you, Rihanna?
I have 2 cousins named Lauren and Kelly, and I have some more.
You have some more. Anybody else here have cousins?
Too.
Christopher.
I got I forgot.
Okay, well, you think about that a while. And how about young Michael? Do you have any cousins?
He's my cousin.
Elvis is your cousin? And you guys play together a lot, don't you? Well, let's find out about these cousins. Here's Carol Sue. She's my cousin, and she lives far away from me. This is my first visit to Carol Sue's house. Right away, we are best friends. I'll bet Michael and Elvis are best friends. We run up the stairs to the landing and look out the window. Then we bounce all the way down, and down the basement stairs, too. Cousins have a lot of fun together. We get chocolate-covered peanuts that Uncle Bob brings home from the store. And we look in the laundry room where Aunt Annabelle does the wash. You see, a cousin is the boy or girl that belongs to your aunt or uncle. And your aunt or your uncle is the brother or sister of your mom or dad. Oh, it gets so complicated, but we'll be learning more about that. What's that hole, I ask? The laundry chute, says Carol Sue. We throw the dirty clothes down from upstairs. Let's throw our things down, I say. We run upstairs and get our socks and pajamas and throw them down the chute. Then we run downstairs and pick them up and put them back in Carol Sue's room. Uh-oh, what are they doing on the beds? Who knows? Who can tell from this picture? Yes, yes, Christopher. You do that sometimes too, Christopher? You all do that. You know, my boy Martin does that too, but I get mad at him when he does it. But he still likes to do it once in a while. Let's play ghosts, says Carol Sue. We put on blankets and shout, woo. Can you make ghost sounds? Oh, that's good. Not so much noise, girls, says Aunt Annabelle. Why don't you do something quieter? When your cousins are over, do you play all over the house sometimes? Yes. Let's paint. And he sleeps over with you sometimes too? That's pretty good. Let's paint, I say. Carol's? Has he? Well, you know what? Carol Sue keeps her finger paints in the kitchen cupboard. I paint red and Carol Sue paints blue. And then we both paint purple. What a mess, says Aunt Annabelle. Why don't you girls play outside for a while? Can you ride a two-wheel bike, says Carol Sue. No, I can't, I tell her. Then I'll teach you, she says. And cousins can teach each other all kinds of things. Carol Sue holds the bike and I try to ride it. But what happens? She falls down. It's a good thing she has her cousin with her, though, so her cousin can help her back. You can ride my old tricycle, Carol Sue says. One of her friends wants to play with us. Not today, Carol Sue says. My cousin Sarah's here, but I'll play with you tomorrow. We're going to leave our story right there for now because I want to find out a little more about the families that are with us in Romper Room today. And then we're going to play a mat exercise game. Now, has anybody here learned how to ride a bike? You have Rihanna? Who? Did she? Well, let's find out from Rihanna first, Elvis. Rihanna, who helped you learn how to ride a bike?
My dad.
Your dad. And who do you think taught your dad how to ride a bike?
His dad.
His dad, right. How about Vanessa?
My mommy taught me to ride a bike.
Your mother taught you to ride a bike? Who do you think may have taught your mother?
My daddy.
And your dad taught your mother how? The families are
I don't got no bike, but he let me use it, and it got chainy wheels. My dad used to push me.
So, Michael, you let Elvis use your bike?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a terrific cousin, you know that? Everybody just stay right where you are and turn right around to face the desk because we're going to do some exercises together. And I'm going to ask, stay right over there, Michael. I'm going to ask Tom and Peter to come in.
After we're going to play, huh?
Tom and Peter, come right over here. We're going to see if you can become wheelbarrows. I'm going to have you put your hands down on the ground. And Peter and Tom, you both stay standing up, please, because I want you, Peter, to take Michael's feet and pick them up. And Tom, you pick up your sister's feet and see if you can walk them all the way over to the desk and back. Here we go, Mr. Music. Everybody else move back. Now turn them around. And right through here. Good. All right. Now, whoops. Good. Now, Peter and Tom, can you both pick up Elvis's and Vanessa's feet and let them walk all the way to the desk and all the way back? Move back just a little bit so we can give them some room. Okay, here she comes. She's turning around. Right over here. Good. And Tom, would you pick up Christopher's feet, too? When cousins visit together, there's lots of things that they can do. Brothers and sisters can help each other, too. They can help each other get strong muscles. All right, when we come back, we're going to learn more about cousins, the kinds of things they like to do together. And, yes, and we'll find out more about Funny Romper Room.
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages. Saturday night at 6, Albert Finney stars as Scrooge in the magical musical version of Dickens' holiday classic, A Christmas Carol.
Nothing exists, Jacob Marley. It's humbug, I tell you. It's a nothing.
Of all the days in all the year that I'm familiar with, there's only one that's really fun.
Alec Guinness co-stars in the delightful musical Scrooge, Saturday at 6 on Channel 13.
Many handicaps are invisible. 22 million Americans have communication disabilities. With help, they can overcome their handicaps and lead fulfilling, productive lives. I'm Luke Berekno. My friend, Sarah Halpern, and I are continually working to overcome our hearing and speech problems. We would like you to join us in promoting better hearing and speech.
How do you turn a gang leader into a community leader? Support the boys' clubs. How do you teach a kid who likes to doodle how to draw? Support the boys' clubs. How do you get a kid who's shut off to open up? Support the boys' clubs. A boys' club. A place to go and someone to talk to. That's all it takes to turn a kid around. Help turn a kid around. Support the boys' clubs of America.
We now return to Romper Room and Friends.
Let's see if you and my friends here can remember some of the things these cousins had done when we finished or stopped at our story the last time. Can you remember some of the things that they did?
Yeah, they played Ghost.
They played Ghost and, yes.
Painted.
They did some painting together, Rihanna.
And played Ghost.
They played Ghost and Christopher.
And they ride the bike. The girl hurt her turn.
Right, the girl hurt her knee riding the bike, didn't she? And then one of the neighbors came by, and Carol Sue said, my cousin Sarah's here, but I'll play with you tomorrow, because she wanted to play with her cousin. Now let's see what else they did that day. We ride our bikes until Uncle Bob comes home for dinner. At the table, Carol Sue and I sit next to each other, just the way Michael and Elvis are sitting today, right next to each other. We're the first ones done, and we go into the living room and look at the photograph albums. You have a picture of my grandma. Do you know why, if you looked in your cousin's album, he or she might have a picture of your grandma? Tell everyone, and use your strong voice, please, Tom.
Their grandma is their mom's mom.
Right, it's the same grandma for both. Because your mother or father and your cousin's mother or father might be brothers or sisters. No, says Carol Sue, she's not your grandma. She's my grandma. How can she be your grandma if she's my grandma, I asked. And Annabelle and Mommy come in. Aunt Annabelle says, you and Carol Sue have the same grandmother. Your mommy and I are sisters. We have the same mother. We're all in the same family. No wonder I love Carol Sue. She's more than my friend. She's my cousin. And that's the story of cousins are special. And besides cousins being special, well, all families are special. But do you know that a family can be a man and a woman who are married to each other can be a family? If they don't have children, they're still a family. Or they can have 6 children, or 1 boy or girl, and they can be a family. Grandma and granddad together, they're a family. And then all of us together are a family. So we're going to take a look in just a little while at some of the pictures that you've been sending from home. And if you'd like to draw pictures of what your grandma or granddad look like and send them to us, do that, please. But remember that it's going to take us 2 or 3 weeks before we show them on the bulletin board. So why don't you wait until after the holidays in January, and with the new year, we'll take a look at your family. students use lots of color on their drawings, you can really see them well, can't you? Kristen, you read Kristen's name so clearly, and there's Timmy's name. I know some of you have been waiting a long time, but if you included a return address on your drawing, we'll send you a postcard and let you know that yours will be shown on the bulletin board. Well, you can have Mom or Dad help you. Before we start our last game today, I want to try an experiment. That means we're going to just try something different here. Besides families, another thing that we like to talk about are houses. And usually when you think about a house, now what is a house? Would anybody like to tell me what they think a house is? Yes.
A house is something that you live in, like a cabin or something, and you have different sections or rooms, like your mom's room, in the front room, in the kitchen, your room.
And that's the important part, and you have your room too. But do you know that you can become your own house? If you wore a mask, that would be a house for your face, a place where your face could hide and rest and be away from everyone. Or if you found a tree in the backyard and you hid behind that, that would be your own little private house. How about, has Mom ever helped you put some chairs together and put a blanket over the chairs and you play underneath? That can be a little house. Another thing that can be a house is if Mom...
Yes. My brother used to put tents.
Used to build tents together, you and your brother?
Yeah.
A tent can be a little house. Michael.
We used to get the broom and then stick it up.
And stick the broom up in the middle?
I know, and get the blanket and put it over.
That is a great idea. Do you know if your dad is reading the newspaper or reading a book, do you know what he's doing? He's building a house for himself, a small house, where he can be alone for a while, right? And we never just go right into somebody's house without knocking. You never just open someone's door. So if you see Dad reading, just be polite and tap on him gently, or maybe leave him alone for a while. How about if Mom is reading, or have you ever found your mom taking a nap? Has anybody found their mom taking a nap?
Me?
Do you know what your mom...
Every single day.
Yes, because they work so hard. All grown-ups and children work hard, and sometimes they need to go into their secret house. Mom has closed her windows and shut her doors, and she may be laying down, but she's in her secret house. So don't just go right into that place without knocking or tapping her gently. Better yet, let her stay in there for a little while, okay? We're going to play a follow the leader game. Would everybody please stand up?
I'm going to be the
And
leader.
I'm going to ask Michael to be the leader first. And Mr. Music, let's see if we can all make a line behind Michael. Here's Michael. All right, Michael, lead us around the orange rug. And everyone at home, do just what he does. Hands at your sides. If he changes, you change too. Try and stay in one line. Okay, good leader. Now, next leader. Right here. Peter, raise your hand up. Everyone make a line behind Peter. He's the new leader. Right here. There you go. Okay. Go ahead, Peter. Now watch him. Uh-oh, one hand at his side. Look what he's doing with the other one. Everybody at home, stand up and join him. Uh-oh, he changed. Whoops, there you go again. Good. Tom, raise your hand, please. This is Tom, he's our new leader. And Tom, when you lead the boys and girls, lead them around the bench too, if you'd like. Here we go. And when we come back, I'm going to see if I can't find your name in the magic mirror.
Romper Room and Friends will return after these.
Honey, face it. Mom's going blind. And we can't do everything for her.
We have to. There is no one else.
She won't sit still for us, babysitting her.
How will she get around, shop, even dress?
But we can't run down there every day.
Do we have any choice?
Find out how someone you love with a visual impairment can lead a full, independent life. Contact the American Foundation for the Blind or your local agency for the blind.
I'm Woodsy Owl with a bird's eye view of America's beautiful homes and neighborhoods. But look what happens when grown-ups and kids don't give a hoot about pollution.
But Woodsy, what can we do about litter and vandalism?
Just spread the word. Give a hoot, don't pollute. And if you see litter, please pick it up. Because if you don't give a hoot, who will?
In the city or in the woods, please keep America looking good. Hoot, hoot.
In 1843, B'nai B'rith was founded to serve the Jewish community. Today, B'nai B'rith is the world's largest Jewish service organization, reaching out not only to Jewish people, but all people, young and old, in over 46 countries. B'nai B'rith fights for human rights, cares for the elderly, speaks out on social concerns, institutes community aid programs. To find out more, call the toll-free number 1-800-331-1313 today. B'nai B'rith, serving the world community.
We now return to Romper Room Friends.
Tomorrow, we're going to make a family tree. Tonight at dinner time, ask your mom or dad, maybe they can do a drawing for you about who your grandparents are, who your aunts and uncles are, maybe great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. I'm looking for your name now in the magic mirror. Romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me, boo. Magic mirror, tell me today. Did my friends have fun at play? Oh, yes, there's Kalila and Tommy, Rihanna and Shanoa. There's Nathaniel, Cynthia, and Jonathan. I see Jenny and Robin, Kevin, Sonjoy, and Jessica. There's Joy and Scott, Leroy, Tayona, Holly, Gina, and you, and I'll see you all again in Romper Room School.
Bing bong, tick tock, bebop boom. Flip flop, up up, reedy my moo. Boppity stoppity, romper room. Hey diddle 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 dum diddy doo. You be a doobie.
Good morning, boys and girls. We hope you enjoyed watching Romper Room. Join us again tomorrow. Sunday night at 6, Ozzie and Harriet have their hands full when Ricky and David get mixed up with you.
Pitter pat, Granny Cat too. Root a toot, imboo loopy loo. Boppity stoppity, romper room. Romper room and friends.
We're going to do our Wiggly Will game, so we'll all stand right next to each other. But today's special guest, one of our guests is Ken Watson, and he's a teacher with a summer science workshop, and he's going to tell us about whales. Later on, we'll also have Jack Honshu. Come on over here, Sarah, and Jack has a story for us. We're going to learn sign language with him, and he'll tell us about the Doves Volunteer Program. But let's start by wiggling our toes so we can get started this morning. And Christopher, come and stand right in front of me. This room right here. Wiggle your toes, everyone. Good. Now wiggle your ankles. Get your ankles going. Wiggle your knees. Good. Good, Vanessa. And your hips. Wiggle your hips around. Make circles with your hips. Now your elbows. Think of all the places that you can put your elbows. You can put them to the sides or behind you. You can put them in front of you. You can make circles with them. All right? How about your shoulders? Can you get your shoulders going? Try and touch your ears with your shoulders. Okay, now see how far forward you can make your shoulders go and how far back for good posture. Forward and back. How high you can bring your shoulders and how low. Bring them all the way down. Chins. Let's get our chins moving. Relax your faces. Good. Noses. Good, Rihanna. Eyebrows. Make your eyebrows into caterpillars that are traveling on your forehead. Good. Now, give me a surprised look with your eyebrows. Give me a sad look with your eyebrows. Oh. Give me a happy look with your eyebrows. And give me a mad look with your eyebrows. Ooh, give me a happy look again. I like that one better. Thank you, everyone. Let's go over and sit down at the desk. And we've been learning about families this week in Romper Room. So we're going to learn a little more about that now because we have some show and tells. I'm going to start right over here. We have 2 friends visiting us. They're more than friends. Michael, tell us first of all what you brought for show and tell.
It's a dog.
Is this a dog? Is this one of your favorite animals?
Yeah.
And Elvis sitting next to you. What is Elvis to you?
My uncle.
Your uncle. That's right. So we have the Galindo family in Romper Room today. Thank you. And Elvis, tell us about your show and tell.
I bring a Santa Claus puppet.
Can you make him move around? Show us how you make him move around, Elvis.
You put your arm in it and then you go like that.
Turn him around and have him say hi to everybody at home.
Hi.
Thank you. And we have another show and tell way over here. Christopher, tell us about yours.
I bring the pussycat.
And he has a puppet inside, too. He has a little friend in there, too. Turn him around and have him say hi to everybody at home.
Hi.
Good. You know what? Christopher also made something for us. He made a book about himself. Since we have been learning about families, Christopher drew a picture of himself. There's Christopher. Here's Dad. Here's Mommy. And here's Ma. Here's Grandma. Here's Papa. Here's Grandpa. Here's Aunt Kelly. Ooh, you've got aunts, too, and uncles. Here's Uncle Dada. And our last two pictures, here's a picture of Christopher's house. And who's this? Rocky? Who's Rocky, Christopher?
My dog.
And there's Rocky, Christopher's dog. We also have a family tree, Christopher, and look what Rihanna did for us. She drew a picture of all the people in her family. Here's her tree, and this is something that I'd like everyone at home to do, too. Ask Mom or Dad to help you with that, or Grandma. And Rihanna has her family right here. So on this side, now tell me, Rihanna, who is Thomas A. Lynn? Who's that?
My brother.
That's your brother. And who's Maureen?
My mom.
That's your mom. And then moving up, Maurice. Who's Maurice?
My mom's mom.
Oh, your mom's mom. And then her mom's mom is Mary Hero. And it goes back 3 generations. So ask Mom to help you with that. The last thing I want to show you before we go over to Ken is Rihanna's family pictures. She drew all of her family, Daddy and Mommy, Tommy, Rihanna, Michael. And who's that family, Pat? What's his name?
Celery.
Celery.
It's a girl.
Oh, and it's a girl. And here's the people in your family. These are all your cousins. This time of year is a good time. This is what you like to do. You like to go sailing. And the last picture is right here. And is that a picture of your, oh, Kern River, you have a cabin there? Or trailer? That is wonderful. Thanks, Rihanna. Let's go over and talk with Ken Watson, everyone. And please think about learning more about your family. Ask Mom and Dad about their brothers and sisters. Also, if they have children, the brothers and sisters, then they would be your cousins. And there are cousins in the ocean that Ken is going to tell us about. Slide over just a little bit, Ken. There we go. But before we learn about those cousins in the ocean, Ken has a game that he wants us all to join in with him on. Ken?
Okay, first of all, how many of you know what a whale is? Raise your hand if you know what a whale is. Where do whales live?
Yes.
In the water. In the ocean.
In the ocean, in the water, right. Yeah. Are they little teeny animals?
Big.
Great, big animals, right.
And they breathe.
And they breathe. What do they breathe?
Water.
Do they breathe water? No. They breathe air just like you and I do. All right. You gonna help me? Here we go. Well, a whale has a tail. Make a tail. Okay, move it up and down. And a whale has a mouth. Big mouth. One's at the north. and the others at the south.
Good.
They swim through the water, but they breathe the air above it. Take a breath. And they swim through the water all day. Very good.
Now let's see if my friends can do that again one more time, and this time they can say some of the words with you.
I hope so.
All
Let's
right, everyone
try it.
at home, join in.
Well, a whale has a tail, and a whale has a mouth. One's at the north, and the other's at the south. They swim through the water, and they breathe the air above.
And they swim through the water all day.
Good.
Very
Good
good.
job.
Tell us what you've brought today to Romper Room.
I dove into my whale boneyard this morning, and I brought all sorts of bones and other different parts of whales that we're going to talk about. And maybe we'll play a little guessing game.
All right, well, when we come back, we're going to learn about whales and the science workshop at the Museum of Science and Industry. Back in just a moment.
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages.
This prescription drug costs $20.95. This prescription drug didn't. It's called a generic drug. Generic drugs are high-quality drugs that do the same job as brand-name drugs, but there's an important difference. Generic drugs can cost you less. So the next time you need a prescription drug, remember to ask your pharmacist about generic drugs. High quality at a sensible price. Generic drugs. Get the facts from your pharmacist.
Today, I may have saved someone's life. I just gave blood here at the Red Cross, and I feel great. Helping other people by giving blood doesn't take a lot of time and effort, and it doesn't hurt. I'm proud to be a Red Cross donor because there's always a need for blood, and it can only come from people like us. Help the Red Cross help others, because when you need help, the Red Cross is there.
If you need help or want to help someone else, call your local Red Cross today.
Keenan Wynn here. This is not an ordinary barbecue. This is a fundraiser for Sertoma. I'm a Sertoman. We Sertomans are working to assure that hearing and speech services are there if you need them. Millions of Americans have such problems. Many, like me, have gotten help. Hearing loss can be prevented. Better speech can be achieved through professional services in your community. So remember, we Sertomans are working to assure that these services are there for you.
We now return to Romper Room and Friends.
Friends at home, we're going to learn about whales now and about a science workshop. Ken, tell us about this huge thing in front of us.
Well, first of all, I said we were going to play a guessing game. Does anybody want to take a guess at what this big thing is on the floor here? It's a bone.
Yes.
Does anybody know what kind of bone it is? It comes from a whale. A backbone. That's a pretty good guess. Somebody else have it? Take a guess. Come on, where are my good guessers here?
A front bone.
Okay.
Christopher.
Christopher?
A backbone.
Okay. Everybody thinks it's a backbone. You know what? Remember how big we said whales were? All right, I want everybody to take your finger and put it right on the end of your chin. All right? Now reach way back here with your thumb. This bone right here is called a jawbone, and this is a jawbone from a whale. This is from a whale's mouth. Can you imagine how big a whale's mouth is?
Vanessa, would you come over, please? And come on over, and I want you to lie down right in front of this jawbone so we can see how many Vanessas it would take to equal one jawbone.
Okay.
So come out
Vanessa,
a little
move
further,
all the way down to the
the
end.
end. Okay, now lay down.
go.
There's one.
one Vanessa.
Okay, now come and move back and put your head right here. Slide all the way back. Oh.
Come on
With
down
your
here,
legs
sweetie.
coming. Yeah,
legs
Vanessa,
coming this way.
put your legs that way.
down this
Yeah,
end.
come all the way. There you go. and your head over here. There you go.
Well, this whalebone is about 2 Vanessas long, I think.
2 Vanessas long. It might be, yeah, it might be 2 Christophers long, too.
I think it could be. It could
So
be.
that is a jawbone.
I have some other bones up here. Do you want to take another guess at what some other bones are up here?
Okay,
No, you've about had. Okay, let's see. Why don't you sit back down? And Rihanna, let's see. Why don't you take a guess at what this big bone is? You want to take a guess? I think Rihanna's pretty sharp. Did you hear what Rihanna said, Michael? She said it was a backbone. Yeah. Put your hands on your back. Take your fingers and run your fingers right down the middle of your back. You feel those little bumps right in the middle of your back? Yeah. This is one of those little bumps out of a whale's back. And this is from a baby whale. Oh. This is a backbone from a whale. And we have another... Big whales have got even bigger backbones, you're right. This fits right in between all of the backbone. Do you just have one little bump in your back? Do you feel more than one bump in your back?
I feel a big one.
You feel a big one here? Do you feel a whole bunch of little teeny bumps in your back? Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of backbones. You've got a lot of these backbones in your back. And you... A whole bunch. And you've also got some of these. This is called a disc. Can you say disc?
Disc.
Disc, right. And it's like a great big foam rubber frisbee that fits in your back. And that's so your backbones don't rattle. Do you rattle when you jump up and down? No, you can't hear your bones clanking together, can you? And that's because you've got a disc in your back. Okay. All right, I've got something else that's kind of curious over here. And this is from a whale's mouth also. We'll take this great big one up here. Oh, this is from a whale's mouth. You have a guess, Sarah? What do you think it is? It's called baleen. Okay, everybody, you're going to have to help me. This fits into a whale's mouth like this. It attaches to his jawbone, and when he opens his mouth, he takes in a whole bunch of water, and when he closes his mouth, he catches all sorts of little critters on the baleen. Now, I brought some other baleen also, and this is baleen from an animal called a gray whale. And the gray whale is the whale you might see if you went whale watching with one of the classes in the museum.
You also brought some posters showing those.
I also have some posters over here.
I found some bones at museum.
You did too?
Okay, I have a couple of pictures of baleen whales, and if you take a look, you can see an enormous whale with, it looks like he's got kind of a mustache in his mouth, and that's called baleen, and that's what I have up front here. And we have another picture of a whale. This is a gray whale, and the gray whale is the whale that we see on our boats out in Southern California, out in the water. And the baleen, the blonde baleen that I brought, is gray whale baleen. Okay.
And that's this one right here?
And that's this one right here.
Okay.
All right. We also have, well, let's see, where should I start? Yeah, I had to clean them before I brought them, right. We also have whales in the ocean that don't have baleen. We have some whales that eat very big fish. And you know what they have in their mouth? Fish. Well, they have fish when they're eating, you're right. But you know what they chew the fish up with? Teeth. They've got teeth. We have two different kinds of whales. Whales with teeth and whales with baleen. And this is a whale's tooth. This is from a whale called a sperm whale. Okay? And I brought some pictures of some whales with teeth. The first whale you're going to see is called the killer whale. And the killer whale isn't really a killer at all. He's a pretty friendly whale. You can see him at SeaWorld and at Marineland. And then the other picture is a picture of a sperm whale. And this whale tooth is from the sperm whale's mouth. Okay?
All All right, now we have just enough time for a couple of more, and then you can tell us about the science workshop where there is so much more. I've been to your classroom, and the classroom is a huge room with things hanging all over it.
Right, we have whales hanging all over our ceilings.
Yeah.
Let's try this one here.
Okay.
All right.
That's from the mountain on the
You think so? Okay, let's take a guess. Where do you think this bone is from? What do you think, Christopher? Take a big guess.
It's from the side of the mouth.
What do you think, Chris? Huh?
I think it's
Everybody, take your fingers again. Take your fingers again. Do this. Feel right here. Feel these bones in your chest? These are called rib bones. And this is a rib bone from a whale.
Wow, look at that.
Pretty large.
Let me have Sarah. Come and stand up for just a minute, Sarah. And stretch your arms out. Turn around so the friends at home can see. Look, that's just one rib bone. Is as far as she can stretch. Now tell us about the science workshop.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah. And the number, too.
Our winter workshop is on Saturdays, and we have classes that go from preschool all the way up through adult classes. And we have classes that the children can come to with their parents, and parents can work right along with the kids in the classroom. And we also have classes for, well, we have classes for just about everybody. Everything from classes that operate at the zoo to classes on computers and animals.
Good.
And our, excuse me.
Oh, and I was going to say, and the number is 744-7440. And since we've been talking about families this week in Romper Room, the science workshop is a family fun time. So see if Mom and Dad aren't interested in getting together with you for this. When we come back, Jack Honshu will be here with a sign language lesson. Let's say thank you to Ken Watson for joining us. Thank you, Ken.
Romper Room friends will return after these messages.
Saturday night at 6, Albert Finney stars as Scrooge in the magical musical version of Dickens' holiday classic, A Christmas Carol.
You not exist, Jacob Marley. It's humbug, I tell you. It's a nothing.
Of all the days in all the year that I'm familiar with, there's only one that really haunts me.
Alec Guinness co-stars in the delightful musical Scrooge, Saturday at 6 on Channel 13.
You wouldn't feed alcohol to a baby, but that's just what you're doing if you drink while you're pregnant. Heavy drinking can cause serious birth defects. How much is safe to drink? No one knows for sure. It's safest not to drink any alcohol starting when you first learn you're pregnant or begin planning to have a baby. It's never too late to stop drinking, and help is available if you need it. Ask your doctor. Remember, what you drink, your baby drinks. This message is from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
But, Lisa, are you okay? You just look a little... I told you. I'm okay. Oh, by the way, a package...
How do you tell your parents their little girl is a woman in trouble? At the South Bay Free Clinic, we've helped thousands of young people with medical and legal problems. Our services are free and strictly confidential. So if you feel like you can't tell anyone, call us.
We now return to Romper Room friends.
This is Jack Honshu, everyone, and he's visiting us with a story. But this is a story we'll help him tell because he's going to also teach us some sign language, and I want you to join in. Jack?
Good, thank you. Our story is about the runaway cookies, boys and girls. Let's make cookies just like Mother makes them with her cookie cutter at home. Good. The cookie jar people, good. Lots of good people out there. Hopped out one night when the cookie jar lid was not on tight. And the first one to hop out is the... what? Gingerbread man. Gingerbread man. And it could be a girl or a boy. And it's a gingerbread man, and he opened his raisin eyes.
Good,
looked
Christopher.
About in great surprise. Remember how you practiced surprise before? Good, great surprise. Next one out, frosted bunny. Bunny, good, a good bunny. And he twinkled his nose. Everybody touched their nose, good. And danced around on his cookie toes. A sugary duck, very good. The sugary duck began to quack and shake the sugar off his back. This is the cinnamon bear. He just kind of clunks out. Cinnamon bear. Good. He could only grunt, for he was too fat to do a stunt. The coconut lamb. Remember how we shear the wool off the sheep and the lamb? Jumped so high that his little white tail up there flew toward the sky. Good. They were all so happy to be at play. We all know about play, don't we, boys and girls? They danced and danced and danced away. Good, all the way off. They danced away so very far that they never came back to the cookie jar. Good. We all like cookies, don't we, boys and girls? Yes. Let's see that yes sign out there. Yes. Do our mothers and daddies always let us have all the cookies we want all the time? No.
Jack, let's hold it for here for just a moment, because I want to give the friends at home the phone number for the Doves program, and we'll continue this lesson in just a moment. How do you say no?
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages.
California is a beautiful, spectacular, productive land. But California has many faults, active ones. Be prepared when earthquakes strike. Keep emergency supplies handy. If you are inside, take cover under a heavy desk or table. If you are outside, stay in the open, away from structures. For more information, write to the California Office of Emergency Services in Sacramento.
You know, I just don't understand why people worry about hurting themselves with the simple little things they use around the house every day. This here's nothing.
Last year, a lot of people were hurt or killed because they didn't take safety seriously. So choose and maintain your products properly. Write the Consumer Product Safety Commission for free information on product safety.
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Write Safety, Washington, D.C. 20207.
Hi, I'm Matt Dillon, and I'm very fortunate, not only because of my acting career, but because I was raised by two loving parents. Millions of other American kids aren't this lucky. They grow up with one parent, or in some cases, none at all. Big brothers and big sisters can help, and so can you. Call your local Big Brother or Big Sister organization to find out how. Thank you.
A public service message on behalf of Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America.
We now return to Romper Room and Friends.
Thanks again to Ken Watson for joining us today, and to Jack Honshu. And Jack wants you to remember that if you're interested in volunteering time and you're over 55 years of age, volunteering time to children, contact the Doves. They're the volunteer organization. Now show us the rest of those signs, Jack.
Okay, what do we say to our mother when we ask her for a cookie, boys and girls? Please. Please. And what do we say when she gives us the cookie? Thank you. Thank you. And what do we say when we want to make them feel real good? I love you. I love you, Mother.
Hey there, Romper Room fans. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning at 6 for more exciting fun. Sunday night at 6, Ozzie and Harriet have their hands full when Ricky and David get mixed up with gangsters in Here Come the Nelsons. Now stay tuned for Woody Woodpecker next on KCOP.
Tick-tock, bee-bop-boom. Flip-flop, up-up, weedy-my-loo. Boppity-stoppity, romper-room. Hey, diddle-diddle-diddle, dum-diddy-doo. You-be-a-doo-be, zoo. Ding-dong, knock-knock, hey, natty-loo. Tip-tap, pitter-pat, granny-cat-too. Root-a-toot, gimble-loop-de-loo. Boppity-stoppity, romper-room. Romper-room and friends.
Good morning, everyone. We have Torcy Wiley joining us later on with a lesson, but right now the Danube Swabian dancers are here. 6 young people who'll be doing a folk dance for you. Thank you very much. And if everyone will please come on over and join me. Let me have Krista over here first, and Philip right next to Krista. Can I have Philip next? And then Elizabeth. And over on this side, Andrea and Martin and Christopher. And these young people from the Danube Swabian dancers have been learning a lot about their culture and folk dance. And let's start first with Krista and find out a little bit about how the holidays are celebrated in Germany and Austria. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, well, why don't you start there?
The Advent calendar has 24 days. Every day in December, you open a little box up or something, and then there's a chocolate or a pretty picture in there. And then on Christmas Eve, you find a big, especially big chocolate inside it. And then
okay, well, think about the rest of that. That's all right, because Philip, you had something you wanted to share with us too, didn't you?
The German Santa Claus comes on the 6th of December, and he brings devil along for all the bad kids.
Oh my goodness! Now that's something different.
And he their Santa Claus looks sort of like a bishop.
Like a bishop. All right, thank you. And Elizabeth?
Santa Claus there brings candy bars, oranges, apples, and nuts to the good kids and sometimes the bad kids.
if there's some left over for them, right? Thank you, Elizabeth.
In Germany, there's the Christ child who brings presents, but Santa Claus doesn't, and he brings the presents to the Christmas tree and the presents to your house. The Christmas tree is already decorated.
Thank you. And Martin?
The first Christmas tree came from Germany, and they put marzipan on their tree. It's a German, it's an almond candy, and they put apples and
other decorations like that. Let me find out from Philip about the song Silent Night.
Well, it was originated in a little town in Austria called Obendorf, and they wrote it because the organ broke down, and so they wrote it so it could be played on a guitar, and the priest and the school teacher wrote it. But now the church is demolished because of a flood, but now they still have a little chapel.
Oh, and it's a song that's sung all over the world now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Philip. I understand now this is a candle from that chapel. This is beautiful. I understand that you have another dance that you're going to share with us. And this is a wonderful way to learn about your culture. Some of my friends have been born here in California, but they might have parents or grandparents that are from other parts of the country or other parts of the world. Now's a good time during this time of year to find out where they came from and how things were different and the same. Let's take a look at the second dance now.
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages.
This prescription drug costs $20.95. This prescription drug didn't. It's called a generic drug. Generic drugs are high-quality drugs that do the same job as brand-name drugs, but there's an important difference. Generic drugs can cost you less. So the next time you need a prescription drug, remember to ask your pharmacist about generic drugs. High quality at a sensible price. Generic drugs. Get the facts from your pharmacist.
Today, I may have saved someone's life. I just gave blood here at the Red Cross, and I feel great. Helping other people by giving blood doesn't take a lot of time and effort, and it doesn't hurt. I'm proud to be a Red Cross donor because there's always a need for blood, and it can only come from people like us. Help the Red Cross help others, because when you need help, the Red Cross is there.
If you need help or want to help someone else, call your local Red Cross today.
You're feeling good about the way things are going, 'cause Southern California's the place you make your home in.
Summer means camping at the YMCA, and now's the time to sign up. Y Camp is friends, sports, adventure, learning, growing, with well-trained, carefully selected counselors. Day camp to caravan adventures, resident to mountain camp. We've got the camp programs kids and parents love year after year. Call your nearby Y today.
Make yourself a part of the YMCA.
We now return to Romper Room Friends.
Everyone, this is Torcy Wiley, and she is a teacher, and she's also someone who has studied a lot. You're a doctor also, aren't you?
Right.
And that means when she got her doctorate that she studied all the different things dealing with culture, music, dance, playing games together, and what people pass on from one to the other. She's at the Dunbar Museum and has brought some of the games to share with us today. Torcy?
Yes, I have several games here, and this program is at the Dunbar Museum, and children your size come in and they learn to play a lot of games. And I want to tell you that these games were handed down by word of mouth, like your parents in the black family. That's the way they came about. In the community, from grandparents, they taught the children how to play many, many games. And I want to tell you what this game is. This one is called Owari. And these are palm seeds. And they are picked up right in front of the house. You'll find some palm seeds in front of your house, too, if you look out there. And this is a game learn how to count from 1 through 10. And it takes 2 people to play it. Will we have time to play it a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, let me show
and
you.
Peter, maybe you can play it with Torcy?
Peter,
Yeah.
you want to share it with me? And what we do, children, is we put 4 seeds in each cup. And Peter, what I want you to do is to pick up all of the seeds from 1 cup and move this way. Okay? Drop 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And I'm going to do the same, children. And I will drop 1 there until they're all gone. Try it again, Peter. Pick up from any cup on your side. Drop 1 here, 1 there, there, and here. That's good, Peter. And children, we keep doing that until you win over half of the seeds, which will be 25 or more. And you can have a lot of fun doing it. You keep playing it over and over. Now, I have another game I want to share with you.
Oh, look at this one, Elvis.
Now, this one, you can dig little holes in the ground and play it. But I had this one made up so you could see it. And what you do is you can put marbles in each hole, or you can put palm seeds in the hole. And the way you play this one, I'll show you briefly. I won't fill all of the holes because I have some other games I want to tell you about. And you jump over, and then you win that one. Or you can jump across, and as you jump over, you pick up the seed.
Okay, so then I might... Here, how about you trying, Vanessa? Jump over on that one. Okay, so that's the one you would win, right? And where else could you jump? Is there another place you could jump? Could you jump over that way or jump over this way? Let's see. Go ahead. Which one do you want to try? That one.
Oh, good.
Good. So that's the way you play that game. Thank you for helping us, Vanessa. Okay.
Children, folk games is a lot of fun because you don't need materials. Some of them you play with boards, and some of them you play just being together with your friends. And I want to play one with you called Che Che Kool-Aid. We're going to sing. Do you like to sing?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're going to sing together, okay? And we're going to sing Che Che Kool-Aid. Let me hear you say that.
Che Che Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Good,
And this game is we're going to start by touching our head, then our shoulders, then our waist, then our knees, and then our feet, okay? Now, when I sing, I want you to repeat everything I say. You say it, okay?
Okay.
Let's try it out. Che che kule,
che che kule,
che che kofisa,
che che krafisa,
kofisa langa,
kafisa langa,
ai kai langa,
ai kai langa,
kumbai day,
kumbai day.
Let's bounce a little bit while we sing, okay? Che che kule,
che che kule,
che che kofisa,
che che kofisa,
kofisa langa,
kafisa langa,
ai kai langa,
ai kai langa,
kumbai day,
kumbai day. Good, Christopher.
Che che kule,
che che kule,
che che kofisa,
che che kofisa,
kofisa langa,
kafisa langa,
ai kai langa,
ai kai langa,
kumbai day,
kumbai day.
Che che kule,
che che kule,
che che kofisa,
che che kafisa,
kofisa langa,
kafisa langa,
ai kai langa,
ai kai langa,
kumbai day,
kumbai day.
Che che kule,
che che kule,
che che kofisa,
che che kafisa,
kofisa langa,
kafisa langa,
ai kai langa,
ai kai langa,
kumbai day,
kumbai day.
Hooray!
Yay!
Oh, yeah, good. That's
Boy,
wonderful.
that was great.
Now, can I tell you briefly about another game? Children, this is a button. It was made in Nigeria. I want you to feel it because it's made from a broken clay pot. I want you to feel it. You take that one and feel it, and then take this one. I use them for display only to show people because Nigeria is a long ways away from here, isn't it?
Yes.
Pass it around so everybody gets a chance. Look at the big holes that they put in there. They used a piece of sharp metal to put a hole in there. It was way out in the village that I went, and the children made that for me so I could bring it back and share it with you. Now, what is this one?
What is this one made out of, everyone? Do you know, Rihanna? What is this? It's just a plain, ordinary what? A button.
That's right. So I'm going to use this button, and I want you to use this when you go home. Get a nice big button with 2 holes in it and a nice piece of cord or string. Thread it through there and tie it on the end the way I tied it. And then you can have fun playing this game, and it's called Ola Finderen, Round and Ringing Wheel in Nigeria. Okay?
While you do that, tell us about the Dunbar Museum, and then we're going to take a break, but I want to take just a second here. Tell us.
Okay. Children, you can come to the Dunbar Museum and learn how to play many games. You can also find this collection of games in these books. I can do it, you can do it. That's the name of the program for children. And here's another one, Song Games of Yorubaland, Nigeria. And you'll find lots of black cultural games. That's a good way to learn about black culture through games.
Let's all say thank you to Dr. Torcy Wiley for joining us today, and I hope you'll see her at the Dunbar Museum. We'll be back in just a moment.
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages. Spend Sunday evening with Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky. Look out, here come the Nelsons. It's got family drama.
And I said, what do you mean, what do I mean? What do you mean, what do I mean, what do you mean?
It has sports.
This is a basketball.
It has intrigue.
Holy smokes, she's with the FBI.
And there is sex.
Corsets and girdles.
And yes, there is Rock Hudson. Here come the Nelsons in their 13th premiere, Sunday at 6.
Keenan Wynn here. This is not an ordinary barbecue. This is a fundraiser for Sertoma. I'm a Sertoman. We Sertomans are working to assure that hearing and speech services are there if you need them. Millions of Americans have such problems. Many, like me, have gotten help. Hearing loss can be prevented. Better speech can be achieved through professional services in your community. So remember, we Sotomans are working to assure that these services are there for you.
You wouldn't feed alcohol to a baby, but that's just what you're doing if you drink while you're pregnant. Heavy drinking can cause serious birth defects. How much is safe to drink? No one knows for sure. It's safest not to drink any alcohol starting when you first learn you're pregnant or begin planning to have a baby. It's never too late to stop drinking, and help is available if you need it. Ask your doctor. Remember, what you drink, your baby drinks. This message is from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
We now return to Romper Room Friends.
We've learned a lot about enjoying our families and learning from one another. And if you'd like to learn more at the Dunbar Museum, you can call Dr. Torcy Wiley at 372-6719. Also, another family fun thing is going to the zoo. And part of our Romper Room family is Kimball. He's going to sing at the zoo. Let's take a look at some of the animals.
Come on in, enjoy the zoo. I love it here, and you would too. They treat me nice, they feed me well. Take my advice if you want something to do. Enjoy the zoo. Your neighbor might be a hippo or a rare South American bird. A kangaroo might hop to you to share a friendly word. So come on in, enjoy the zoo. I love it here, and you would too. I love my space, they keep it clean. It's my own place, if you'd like a nice place too. Enjoy the zoo. Your best friend might be a lion or a giggling grizzly bear. A tall giraffe might start to laugh when he notices you down there. So come on in, enjoy the zoo. I love it here, and you would too. I have a home, a little place where I can roam. If you'd like a nice place too, enjoy the zoo. Come on in, enjoy the zoo. I love it here, and you would too. They treat me nice, they feed me well. Take my advice if you want something to do. Enjoy the zoo.
Going to the zoo is fun, and also learning about our families is a lot of fun too.
Someday we're going to go to the zoo.
Your dad's going to take you to the zoo one day? Oh, that's great. Let me find out from my friends here. Now, how about Rihanna? Rihanna, you've made a picture for me before of your family tree and of your family. Do you know how many cousins you have?
I haven't made 5.
You have 5 cousins. Gee, that's really neat. So you have a nice big family. Let me find out from Elvis and Peter also. Now, Elvis, do you know how many brothers and sisters you have?
This much.
You have 5? Let's see, I think you have, someone told me that you have 14 brothers and sisters. Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
A beautiful family.
Yeah.
And Peter, are you part of Elvis's family?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you and Elvis to each other?
He's my uncle.
He's your uncle.
He's my cousin.
Nuh-uh. Well, you know what? Ask Mom and Dad about the rest of your families. I'm going to have Peter come on over and help us with a game. Everyone, come on over. We're going to play in the mat. And find out from Mom and Dad where they were before they lived in California. ask them about their mom and dad. Let's all sit right here. You know what I'm going to ask you to do? I'm going to ask you to play a game with me right now. I'm going to see if Peter can turn you into a wheelbarrow. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Have you? Come and sit right here, Elvis. Peter, you stand up, please. And Michael, you come on over here. I want you, Michael, to put your hands down like this, and Peter's going to pick up your feet and walk you all the way around the orange rug. There you go. Look at those strong arms, both Michael and Peter. Okay. Elvis, you put your hands down. Bring him over and sit him down. You put your hands down. And Christopher, can you pick up Elvis's feet, and then you'll take turns. Pick up his feet. Yeah. Vanessa? Yeah. Keep on trying. Oh, no. When we come back, I'm looking for your name in the magic mirror. Vanessa, put your...
Romper Room and Friends will return after these messages.
But, Lisa, are you okay? You just look a little... I told you. I'm okay. Oh, by the way, a package...
How do you tell your parents their little girl is a woman in trouble? At the South Bay Free Clinic, we've helped thousands of young people with medical and legal problems. Our services are free and strictly confidential. So if you feel like you can't tell anyone, call us.
Hi, I'm Matt Dillon, and I'm very fortunate, not only because of my acting career, but because I was raised by two loving parents. Millions of other American kids aren't this lucky. They grow up with one parent, or in some cases, none at all. Big brothers and big sisters can help, and so can you. Call your local Big Brother or Big Sister organization to find out how. Thank you.
A public service message on behalf of Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America.
You know, I just don't understand why people worry about hurting themselves with the simple little things they use around the house every day. This here's nothing.
Last year, a lot of people were hurt or killed because they didn't take safety seriously. So choose and maintain your products properly. Write the Consumer Product Safety Commission for free information on product safety.
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Write Safety, Washington, D.C. 20207.
We now return to Romper Room Friends.
Thanks again to the Danube Swabian dancers for joining us today, and for Dr. Torcy Wiley for sharing all of those wonderful games. Now I'm going to see if I can't find your name in the magic mirror. Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today. Did my friends have fun at play? Oh, there's Eleanor and Krista, Sarah, Kristen, and Evan. I see Laura and Bernie. There's Tommy, Crystal, Robert, and Nicole. Bear and Katie, Erica, Christy, and Laurie, Sarah, Ann, Tamara, Lorena, Scott, Mark, and you. And I'll see you all again in Romper Room School.
Good morning, boys and girls, and happy holidays. We hope you had a great time watching Romper Room. Join us Sunday morning for more fun. Sunday